Yo, what is up? Wondermellow here, and today we're gonna go over some new cards in Legends of Runeterra Monuments of Power. First off is Patched Porobot, which you may be remembering from the tutorial when you first started the game. It is back and better than ever with a really cool mechanic of being, while in hand, I have a random keyword that changes each round. When I'm summoned, grant me this keyword. So it is a 2-cost 2/3. So that's already a pretty good stat line, and though I would probably wait for the keyword to either be something like a double attack or elusive or perhaps even an overwhelm, depending on what this is. But I feel like this is really cool. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the RNG, but I feel like it being in Piltover actually makes sense because there is a lot of chance and controlled chance that you need to do in this region, and in this case you know what you're going to get, and it's adorable. We get another Poro. This also means more Poro decks. Since it's a Poro, that means Poro's next is gonna buff it up even more. So you'll love to see it. Alright, Poro meta, here you come. Next, which has been the talk of the town, is the 2-cost Nope-ify I, the fast spell. Stop a fast or slow spell that costs 3 or less. And that art is gorgeous with those flowers and the sword. I really like it. I think it's really cool. It is in Ionia, so this does mean that Ionia does have a second cheaper deny, but it does make me worry about like the Lee Sin decks and if they aren't going to revert perhaps some of the Targon decks, because adding this in will just make the Lee Sin deck even more powerful, which I don't think was initially overpowered. I feel like it has a little too much fuel. The card itself is the problem. I just feel like it has too much fuel to really power up even sooner than you would normally. Next is the Ionia card, 3-cost 03 Trevor Snooze Bottom. I actually love that name. Support. Create an attacking Mumble Sprite with my supported allies stats. So basically, you aren't going to be running a Mumble Sprite by itself. This is going to go and be simply with the Snooze Bottom. So you're going to create an elusive unit that is ephemeral with the supported ally stats, which especially if you do get a later in the game, this is going to feel pretty good. Though you don't want to make sure that you don't get your Trevor killed right away within the trade, so you potentially get more value out of him, perhaps by even making him elusive even as an 03, or you could just sack it early for the early damage and making your opponent want to trade even more. I remember I initially saw Mumble Sprite by itself and I was so confused why you would be a 1/1 elusive ephemeral for a 3-cost, and then I looked to the left and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Last but not least is the University of Piltover, which has my boy Heimer. It is a 5-cost landmark. Round start, discard your hand, create 3 random cards in hand and grant them fleeting. I feel like this is just gonna be a meme card. There is, or you could potentially put this in a Jinx deck, but even though there is the RNG, I feel like if you want to be more aggressive, you are going to be using something else. Though I really find something funny that it's just like 3 random cards in hand. So this literally means any cards. I'm surprised that there isn't like a set amount of cards that you can go and get, such as Heimer's ability himself. Even the randomness within perhaps the Porobot, it is sort of controlled randomness. Celestials, it is controlled randomness that you know generally what you're going to get. So I feel like this is just a chaotic meme card. I don't really see that it's going to really be detrimental to the meta, and unlike some people who are saying, oh, you're turning into Hearthstone with all the RNG, I don't feel like if the RNG really doesn't affect the key gameplay and the key meta, then it doesn't really matter, and it's more of a fun meme deck, sort of like slot bot. So I would maybe even run this in a slot bot just for like extra memes, you know? So I don't really feel like this is like a very oppressive card. I just feel like it's a cool, fun very Heimer card that I like to see. There's also a lot of talk about what the next champion is, be it Victor or Zoe or a lot of people thinking maybe Savannah or Riven. I think given what we've seen so far, it may be a Riven that we are going to be getting next. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on the next champion as well as your favorite card from today. Overall, I feel like these are not too oppressive, but still some really cool cards that I'm looking forward to trying out in the next release.